Hi guys. Okay, well, my movie-going blitz continues, because today I went to see Inside Llewyn Davis, which is a movie I've been wanting to see for some time, ever since I saw the trailers a little while ago. For one thing, I'm a huge Coen Brothers fan. Love the Coen Brothers. I think the only movie I saw by them that I did not like was Burn After Reading. I really did not like that movie at all. But I think every other movie has just been, like, genius. Just love them all. This movie I really, really liked as well, for several reasons. Primarily, I think the reason I like this movie so much, and that it just got me right from the get-go, was that it's about a struggling artist. It's about a starving artist. It's about this folk singer named Llewyn Davis, who's a fictional character, who, when I saw the trailers for the movie, I thought it was going to be like a sort of biographical movie about Bob Dylan or something. It's not about Bob Dylan. I don't know if his character was loosely based on Bob Dylan or other folk singers from that period. It's set like in the, I think, mid to late 60s, Greenwich Village, New York, when folk singing was really big, and all these folk singers performed in coffee houses and stuff. That was all the rage. And Llewyn Davis plays this folk singer, this struggling folk singer, just trying to make ends meet, and trying to get his music heard, and trying to break out, And so, like I said, one of the reasons I really like this movie so much was because it was about that struggling, starving artist thing. And it reminded me of when I was in my early 20s, and all I wanted to do was write. That's how I saw myself. I was going to be, a famous novelist. Oh, hang on. Okay, sorry about that. So yeah, like when I was in my early 20s, that's how I saw myself. That's how I envisioned my life, my career. I was going to be a writer. I was going to write novels. I was going to be famous, all that, right? The way you dream when you're like, if you're, a writer, if you're a musician, anything like that, these are the kind of dreams you have. I mean, I was writing when I was like a teenager. I was writing feverishly on this, little typewriter I had in our back room. I would just write stories. And, I couldn't see myself doing anything else. And that's how this character, Llewyn Davis, is. He's a folk singer. And he's the guy who plays him. Let me just hang on a sec. I have to check this. I have Wikipedia open. His name is Oscar Issac. I've not seen him in a movie before. He was really, really good. I really, really enjoyed him in this movie. He did his own singing in the movie. Has a beautiful, beautiful voice. The kind of voice that you just, you can imagine like somebody singing you a lullaby or something. Just so beautiful and soulful, and really enjoy the songs in the movie. Actually, I have Wikipedia open. It says that the movie was based on an actual folk singer, and the name of the guy is, what was his name? Sorry, I'm looking, I'm trying to find it. Dave Van Ronk, the guy, he's a Brooklyn-born, musician named Dave Van Ronk. I think that's who his character was based on in the movie. And, yeah, so, he performs in these coffee houses, one of them called the Gaslight Cafe, I remember. And, he crashes on random couches. He asks friends if he can stay at their place. He doesn't have his own place, so he has to, sleep on people's couches. He doesn't have a winter coat. It's set in the winter time. Really, you can just feel the cold when you're watching this movie. And, he's just living hand to mouth. He's just trying to make ends meet, and, trying to get, his music appreciated, and, he goes to see his agent, and, he doesn't get anywhere, and it's just really, I just found it so so relatable, even now today, like, when I make these YouTube videos, for example, on this movie channel, I mean, some of my videos, not as many as I would like, but, some of them have gotten, thousands of views. Other videos that I've done have gotten like a handful of views. And you know, it bothers you, right? When you know, I mean, I don't do this for money. I don't do this for, fame. I don't do this for any other reason other than that I love doing it. Like, I love talking about movies, and I really enjoy getting on camera and talking about movies. But, you know, you can't help when you do videos that you want people to watch them, right? You want as many people as possible to watch them. And when you make a video that you think is really good, or you think is informative, or you think is entertaining, and you see that it doesn't get many views, it's kind of a downer, right? You know, you think, oh, like, you know, why aren't people watching? And the same thing with any artist, like a songwriter. I can imagine how awful it must be if you're slugging away for years and years in a songwriting career, and you're getting up on stage and you're performing and you're getting really nowhere in your career. You know, that happens to so many people. I mean, how many people actually get famous? Very, very few, compared to the ones that are just like trying to make ends meet and are trying to make a living. And, you know, that's the kind of guy that this guy Llewyn Davis was in the movie. Carey Mulligan is in it. She played a real bitch. An ex-girlfriend, who, he had possibly gotten pregnant because she was pregnant, we find out in the movie, but she didn't know whether it was his baby or her new boyfriend's baby. But she, you know, she was giving him shit about it and saying, oh, this is probably yours, and now I have to get rid of a perfectly good baby because of you, and blah, blah, blah. And, you know, he scrapes together the money to pay for the abortion. And, who else was in it? Let me think. Him, Oscar Issac, Carey Mulligan, John Goodman was in it. He played he was really good, actually. He had a part as this, like, real, I think he played like some jazz musician, some New Orleans jazz musician. And Llewyn Davis ended up in the car with him and his valet because they were driving to Chicago. He wanted to go to Chicago and try to get a gig at this club that was run by this guy who he believed his agent had sent his record to. But of course the guy hadn't. The agent was played by F. Murray Abraham, who was really good in that as well. You know, it just, I could just so relate to this guy, you know. It's a really, really tough life being an artist, no matter what kind of an artist you are, whether you're a writer, whether you're a songwriter, musician, a painter, or, you know, anything in the arts. You know, it's a really tough way to make a living. But some people are just born to it, you know. Some people they feel, it's like they're the only thing they can do. Like, that's the way I felt for so long, and I still feel that way in many ways. Like, I mean, sitting in an office behind a desk feels like just totally constricting, and, you know, just like, I don't want to be there. I don't want to be doing that. But, you know, what choice do you have? You know, if you have bills to pay, and, you know, obviously the money isn't coming in through your writing or any other, like, you know, endeavor, artistic endeavor, you don't really have a choice, do you? And, you know, that movie was about that. It's about, like, you know, how long are you going to continue to slug away at something before you just say, okay, enough already, like, I give up, I've given it all I can. Actually, one really poignant part of the story was that he had a partner. This character, Llewyn Davis, in the movie, had a singing partner. He was part of a duo, and his singing partner had committed suicide. He jumped off the George Washington Bridge. And, you know, a lot of artists end up committing suicide, right? Look how many of them have done it. It's like, you know, you give your whole heart and soul to something, and it just does not pay off, and it can really kill your spirit, and it can really destroy your life, you know? If that's all you know, if that's all that you can do, if that's all you want to do, if that's all you're wired to do, you know, it can be extremely, extremely hard, extremely difficult. And I went through a really, really bad period in my 20s when I was struggling with that, when, you know, I was having all kinds of fights with my mother about getting a, quote, real job, as opposed to, like, you know, trying to write and get published and stuff like that. So, you know, I really went there. I know what it's like. And, it's a tough life, you know? But, you know, I really, really enjoyed this movie. Oscar Isaac, never seen him in a movie before, but he was fantastic. He was great. Beautiful voice. Oh yeah, Justin Timberlake was also in this. He played his buddy, and he was the new boyfriend of, Carey Mulligan. Carey Mulligan, I said, was in it. Yeah, it was just really, actually kind of a downer of a movie. Kind of depressing, you know? But really, really watchable, really entertaining. I just really, really enjoyed it, you know? I really enjoyed seeing this guy trying to persevere. And I don't think once in the whole movie he smiled, and it's understandable why he didn't, because he really had such a tough go of it. But I really, really love this movie. I thought it was fantastic. It's too bad I ended up doing my top 10 before I saw it, because it probably would have made the list. But I expect to see this guy, Oscar Isaac, at the Oscars, nominated for it, because he was really, really good. He was fantastic in this movie. Coen brothers, excuse me, another winner. These guys are they're great. These guys know how to make good movies. They know how to make... They're just different. There's something about their movies that that nobody else can do. They have a way of you know, showing characters and situations that nobody else can do. Can do it quite like them. And I always enjoy their stuff. Really, really great. So I highly recommend Inside Llewyn Davis. It was a great movie. Really enjoyed it. I hope you guys enjoyed this review. Okay, so I'll be back with my next movie, whenever that is. Catch you. Bye.